Chapter 1109. However, Wilbur had rushed over at high speed and launched an attack on him. The attack rumbled with rolling thunder, sending a chill down the man's body. The man avoided the attack by dodging to the left. However, Wilbur moved faster and got to Demi first. At the same time, the leader who had been battling against Wilbur had charged into the midst of the Leaker guards. After killing a good number of them, he stepped into Demi's office, sitting down with the other man as they glowered at Wilbur. Outside, their men began opening fire at the remaining guards who were still alive. Demi's expression was ashen as she sat in her office wordlessly. The two men each summoned a crescent blade, and their aura grew stronger by the second. Demi looked at them coldly. "Who sent you? Do you know the consequences of your actions?" Neither of them paid her any mind, focusing on raising their own spiritual energy instead. Within a matter of seconds, the blades of their crescent blades had lit up with roaring spiritual flames covered in runes. A powerful spiritual pressure began to spread in the office. These two men were in the late stages of ambience level, nearing peak ambience level. The gunshot outside had stopped as well. The invading forces had taken down all the Leaker guards and now surrounded the office completely. "Surrender now, and I'll guarantee your safety," one of them said to Demi. Demi looked up. "Ah, so you want me alive? We can have you dead too. However, the price would be much lower," the other man said. Demi raised an eyebrow. "How much are you getting paid?" "I'll double it." "That would go against our principles. Forget about it." Demi's expression darkened even further. Just then, Wilbur said, "I guess this is your full squad, right?" "Shut it, ambient scum. One of us would be able to take you down with no problem." "Do you think you'll be able to stop us?" one of the men said. Wilbur smiled. "I'm not going to stop you." "Smart. That'd be the best thing you can do," the other men sneered. Just then, however, Wilbur exploded with roaring spiritual flames as he roared, "What I'm going to do is kill all of you. How dare you invade a space I'm in?" As he spoke, Wilbur rose into the air before charging at the two men in the office. A powerful wave of spiritual energy came surging out as the men's chests lurched, raising their blades to slash at Wilbur. Roaring winds kicked up in the office as spirit energy flew rampant in the room, shattering the windows and all the furniture. Wilbur hardly paid any mind to their attacks, pouncing over blindly. He seemed to be able to contort his body at the very last second, avoiding the countless attacks both men swung at him. Wilbur's sword pierced through the stomach of one of the assailants before sending him flying with a kick. He then spun around and swung the sword again. The other man was startled and raised his blade to meet the attack. However, Wilbur's powerful spiritual energy crushed the man's weapons at once, slicing his body into two halves. Wilbur rushed out of the office without a second glance. There was a piercing howl ringing in the air, as well as endless cries of agony. A minute later, Wilbur returned to the office, holding his sword, covered from head to toe in blood. The man whose stomach had been punctured by Wilbur stared at him in terror.